Hello, I'm Tactical Pascal, and in this video I'm going to discuss how to avoid killing friendlies in DCS World. I can pretty much guarantee that if you've played DCS multiplayer for any length of time, you will have shot down or been shot down by a friendly aircraft. It's annoying. You feel like an idiot when you do it, and you get really frustrated when it happens to you. What I'll attempt to do in this video is to cover why it happens so often on a multiplayer server. It's not necessarily through lack of concentration, it's maybe just through a lack of knowledge, and we'll try and address that. Before I touch on identification friend and foe systems, IFF, that I've mentioned before, I'll cover weapons first, because lack of knowledge on weapons or employing them incorrectly is going to result in you shooting something down that you didn't mean to. The first thing I'll talk about is the AIM-120 AMRAAM, the Fox 3s that we all carry, or the AIM-54s if you're flying in a Tomcat. So the way these missiles work is you'll lock up the target with your fighter, you'll wait until you get in range, and then you're going to fire at the target. Now, on its way, it's going to be getting updated by the aircraft as to the position of the target, and it'll be following the guidance from the aircraft. At a set time, the missile will go active. On the AMRAAM, we call this Pitbull. The missile's actively searching on its own radar for the target. If at any point you have dropped lock on your target and that missile's gone active, whatever it finds first, it's going to engage. So if you fired it towards a furball of friendlies and enemies all fighting, if that missile goes active and you've not got anything locked up, it's going to go for the first thing it sees. And that's one of the reasons why you never ever fire an active missile into a furball. If there's a friendly in the way of an enemy or behind an enemy and you're going to engage an AMRAAM, wait until the friendly's clear. Wait until you've got a clear avenue of fire. Otherwise, you run a high risk of hitting the wrong aircraft with your active radar guided missile. If you're firing a Fox 2, an Infra Red guided missile, that's going to track a heat source. Now, if you've got something locked up and you've got the good tone and you've fired, you shouldn't have any problems. However, if you do a snapshot, you get not the really high pitched lock tone, if it's just like a tracking tone. If you fire it and something moves in front of you, or sorry, moves in front of the missile, it's going to go after that thing that's moved in front of it. It goes for the biggest heat source it can. There are of course real world differences that aren't modelled in the game, so I'm not going to discuss them. Your Fox 2 will go for the biggest heat source it can find. If you just launch it towards a group of aircraft, whoever's got the hottest engines is eating that missile. Quite simple. Because of those factors I've just discussed with the AMRAAM and the IR missiles, so your AIM-9s, that's why it's a good idea to carry a semi-active radar guided missile, the AIM-7s, because that relies on radar data coming from your aircraft. You're going to lock the target, get in range, fire your missile. That missile is then going to track the reflected radar energy from the target. So if you drop lock, that missile's got nothing to track, it's just a fancy stick. But if you maintain lock on the target, it's going to track all the way and hit what you want it to hit. It's not going to go active, it's not got its own sensor, it relies entirely on the aircraft. Even armed with the knowledge of how these missiles operate, there's still going to be mistakes because people don't use IFF correctly. That's identify friend or foe. If you're not sure if your aircraft's got IFF or how to use it, go through the tutorials and learn, because if you take off without activating your IFF, you're going to get shot in the face by someone, and it's not their fault because you're going to appear as an unknown. Now yes, they could go and identify you, however, it's the heat of battle in a multiplayer server. There's voices, there's planes everywhere. They're going to see an unknown aircraft and think, no IFF, must be hostile. Bang, you're dead. That's your fault, that's not their fault, that's you. Don't be that guy. Turn on your IFF. When you've got something locked up, always, always, always check IFF. That way you're going to avoid killing something you definitely shouldn't kill. IFF is like an electronic code that your aircraft can be interrogated, so other systems can check to see if you've got IFF, and that code basically says, hello, I'm friendly, don't shoot me in the head. Obviously it's more complicated than that, and it doesn't actually say that on a radio or anything. It's basically the electronic system gets interrogated by another system to check that it's got the right modes and codes. It's really complicated and well beyond anything we need to know as sim pilots flying in DCS. So there we have it, just a few quick points on how to avoid killing friendlies in DCS World. I'd once again like to take the opportunity to thank absolutely everyone who has subscribed to the channel and they've liked the videos that I've been posting. I really enjoy making this content, and reading your comments makes it all worthwhile, so thank you very much. See you in the skies. Tactical Pascal, out.